Recently, I released a video talking about the Riot Vanguard Anti-cheat and the massive ban wave they had once they finally implemented themselves into League of Legends. If you haven't seen that video, I think you should. Thank you very much. The response to that video was very positive. I enjoyed everyone's feedback, but still at this point, talking about this specific anti-cheat is a no-no. Speaking about it positively, that's what I mean. And there were a couple of comments that just said, hey, you don't understand anything. You are part of the problem. You lost your PC privileges. So you know what I did? I decided to sit down and become knowledgeable in the subject casually because I want to get into it a comfortable level, because when we're talking about cybersecurity, it is a very large field. And I wanted to get casually technical with this topic. Not a lot of people needs to go into the deep down and dirty, so I decided to keep it as casual as possible. And that's how I'm going to tackle this subject matter. I wanted to answer the burning question, and that question is, was I wrong about Vanguard? Is it actually bad? Well, let's look at the research that I did and let's get to a proper conclusion. Now, to start off with everything that I have read, watched, I just want to point this out and just put this out of the way. Do not use the word rootkit when describing this anti-cheat, because rootkit is fundamentally a malicious word. A rootkit is a program or a collection of malicious software tools that give a threat actor remote access to and control over a computer or other system. Hey, if you don't even want that definition, I'll even give you the Merriam definition. The Merriam-Webster one. A malicious piece of software that grants a remote operator complete access to a computer system. Rootkits maliciously change a computer's operating system without a user's knowledge and then cover up their tracks. It's completely bad faith to call it a rootkit. We shouldn't do that. It's an anti-cheat that has a couple of extra steps to it, and we will read over these steps. So we should not just sit down and call this a rootkit. Invasive? Yes, it is invasive, but it is not spyware or rootkit. To start off, Vanguard was released on June 2nd, 2020 with Valorant, and it's an in-house anti-cheat. It was completely made by Riot, with probably some information databases coming from the other or the other studio anti-cheats or the industry itself. And then it got added onto League of Legends on May 1st, 2024. Now, since we're talking about this specific anti-cheat, we should compare it to the other ones on the market. So we're going to compare it to Easy Anti-Cheat, we're going to compare it to Ricochet, and Faceit, the CS2 one. So Easy Anti-Cheat and Ricochet, they both run on game startup. Plain and simple. Faceit runs on game startup, and it could be toggled on and off whenever you want. That's just how it works. But Vanguard runs on boot. It is on your computer the moment you turn it on. Why? Because at that point, Riot, Vanguard, whoever you want to specify here, considers your computer in a trustworthy state. In my eyes, that's just the obvious thing, because when is your computer the safest? The moment you boot it up, when you're not running anything extra. So if you run it or you start it up on boot, Vanguard considers your computer trustworthy at the highest level, and anything malicious or unknown on boot is blocked from starting up by Vanguard. False positives are possible. It's still fairly new. It's been 4 years, so it has some kinks. It could cause problems for the like hotkey applications. It could cause problems with certain overclocking. I heard there's a lot of people that had issues with that type of thing, and it's understandable for it to have those issues because it doesn't understand everything. So anything unknown could be immediately considered malicious. It's completely understandable if you're thinking about it a whitelist, blacklist type thing. The Riot Games or whoever at the top of the Vanguard system, whoever is supervising the Vanguard system, Philip Koskinas, I believe, they probably get threat updates and keep their anti-cheat up to date as much as possible. That's just a thing that has to happen in this day and age. There's always new attacks, so they have to keep it as up to date. I myself, in this current time, in this current space, do not have the necessary tools to do these tests. I took that to heart, and I believe that if anything, I'm going to look at trusted people on the internet, on YouTube, and even like forums, certain forums, and I would look at the tests they did to see what kind of things they had when they ran Vanguard, when it came to Valorant, when it came to League of Legends. So the first person that I'll be looking at for the first test is the YouTube channel named the PC Security Channel. And if we look at these photos, we can see in the Process Explorer, Vanguard kernel mode driver is running on the system, the root level. It's working on the root level. It's running a process directly into the system. The Ring 0, the kernel level. That by itself is probably scary to a lot of people. It's completely understandable because it's not running in a spot that you could easily find. You have to dig through a little bit to find it, and when you do, you find it very weird that it's running at that point. But if we were to look at the next photo that I will throw up here, the Face It anti-cheat, which is the CS2 anti-cheat, we can also see that it's currently running. It's running at the same area as the Vanguard anti-cheat. That's just a thing that it does because it has to run at the kernel level. In the video, the PC Security Channel, he says that he cannot see the kind of messages, the operations, the communications that happens when you are running Vanguard and running the game, and when it's just sitting on your computer, because we have established that it runs on boot and it's 24/7. So the moment you turn it on, you turn on your computer, it's just there. But if you don't want it running 24/7, you could turn it off. But then you have to reboot the PC to play Valorant or League of Legends. So I decided to move on to the next person that could help me with a test when looking at how it communicates. And who is that person? It is a very simple test, but it was done by some ordinary gamers, and he did it in his video, I Don't Trust Riot Games.
Now, I've also done my own fair share of assessments here. So I've actually had a Raspberry Pi that I used as a in-between between my gaming computer and my router. And that existed just so I could capture internet traffic and see what Riot Games' software was doing. Now, it's pretty hard to tell what Valorant and Vanguard and League of Legends is doing, but as far as my knowledge has gone, and as far as my actual assessments have gone, the information that transfers between your computer to Riot or Tencent servers only happens as the game is running, okay? Even if the Vanguard driver is running in the background, as far as my actual testing has gone, nothing errant occurs outside of the game running, which is ultimately a good thing, right? It's a good thing.
Now, looking at everything as he said, and the people that do operate or do play Valorant or do play League of Legends, the thing that they tend to say is, yeah, these hacks still occur in the game. It is a very low number that these hacks occur. They do because as sadly as it is, cheating is basically viruses. It's the same idea. Vanguard, like other anti-cheats, focuses on cheat signatures. It needs the signatures in order for it to catch that something has been messed with in order to detect the hacks. Well, what are cheat signatures? Well, I decided to look that up and I found something interesting from a cheater forum, and let's look at the definition, or what is a cheat signature. A signature is a sequence of bytes which is loaded into the memory of a program on execution. A signature can either be static or dynamic. Static signature, a sequence of bytes which does not change in memory no matter how many times the program is opened or closed. Dynamic signature, a sequence of bytes in memory that will change on every execution of the program. You typically see a signature being dynamic when a kind of self-modifying code is applied. So the next question that I looked at in the same thread of this forum is, now that I have gotten the basic information out of the way, I am going to start our new topic, anti-cheats. We will start with the question of, how do they differentiate between legitimate sequences and cheat sequences? For anti-cheat technologies to create a signature for your cheat, they must 100% ensure that a section of your code is fully verified as malicious code towards the game. So how do they do this? Well, the answer will vary. There is two very popular module loading methods which anti-cheat developers are very aware about. The first injection method is load library A, and create remote thread. The problem with these methods is that anti-cheats can simply analyze all of the modules loaded in the list and look for unsigned and suspicious ones. So what does this have to do with anti-cheats creating signatures for your cheat? Well, if an anti-cheat technology is able to find your module very easily and they are aware that it is doing suspicious activities, the game can dump the module back to a database, and once received and ready for analysis, load this module into a dummy process, or the process required for it to work, debug it, and analyze the assembly, and eventually create a signature without any effort at all. The second injection method is more advanced, manual map. How is this more advanced contrasted to the methods listed above? Well, there is a various reasons why this technique is safer while trying to evade signature detection, but the most significant are your module being very stealthy and even hidden from the loaded module list. A DLL utilizing manual mapping will have to be analyzed through the executable code of a program and checked if the executable code is linked to a module. If not, the game may dump the memory sections and send them back for analysis, create a signature for it, and if it is malicious by the anti-cheat technology, ban you. That's what anti-cheats do. Does Vanguard do the same thing? Possibly. It can possibly very much do the same thing. Cheating is a virus. Once it gets caught, just simply adapt. You can't do anything about it. Just adapt and create something new, and you can easily just slip under the cracks. If Vanguard doesn't know about it, you're just gonna pass through. Until a hacker slips up and the cheat signatures are added to their database. Now, if they don't look at signatures, there is also another issue that people have found with Vanguard, and you might have seen this tweet or this picture of code. So the tweet says, "Surely this isn't legal. Valorant now takes screenshots of your PC. They are actually able to screenshot Discord chats and full screen any window without you knowing and uploading it to their servers." How true that is? It's not really that true. Why? Because if we look at my favorite Twitter account these days, the Anti-Cheat Police Department, they say anti-cheats have been taking screenshots for years. It's a common practice within the field to detect ESP overlays, radars, aim FOV, and such. This is nothing new and completely legal. This cheater is just farming impression on people who do not know any better. Valorant does not go outside the game window and starts taking screenshots of all your monitors. That is an insane allegation to make, and it's a massive privacy violation that I do not think Riot Games wants on their hands. Extremely experienced cheat developers, which is a niche amount in this field for years, can easily see what every game can screenshot and get sent back to their servers. And I'm going to throw around some pictures, and if you want to pause and read it, these are just talks in forums about these screenshots. Vanguard and any other anti-cheat, as read before, take screenshots in order to, I guess, physically see if you are running ESP, like aim, aim hacks, wall hacks, and stuff like that. That is just a common practice these days, and since Vanguard is doing it right now, it has become a major talking point. Now comes to the verdict of this video. At the end of the day, it's subjective. Are you okay with the anti-cheat just chilling on your PC? If yes, then okay. If you don't want to see it, just right-click it in the tray and hide it. If no, but you want to keep playing Valorant and League of Legends, you have to turn it off whenever you're not playing those games and then restart your computer, as annoying as that sounds. If not at all, then just uninstall it and say bye-bye to Valorant and League of Legends. I can't tell you anything else about that. Instead of thinking just about these things, I want to ask you a couple of questions, and these are questions that I need answers about. Why doesn't the Riot client have an uninstall button for their games? It's something that's been killing me. Why doesn't they have install buttons, but they don't have uninstall buttons? Why? Question number 2, why does my PC think League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra are this size? I mean, come on. And number 3, in a more general sense, because I was searching this up and I couldn't really find any answers about it, but can a game run multiple anti-cheats? Like, imagine if you mix easy anti-cheat with like a Battle Eye or Ricochet. Also, if you consider Riot Vanguard Anti-cheat just weak, garbage, and something not even worth your time, hey, why not try to get money out of it? Riot Games has bounties on Riot Vanguard Anti-cheat. If you can break it, if you love intrusions and doing these types of hacks, hey, why not get money out of it? Go check out the bounties. They have rewards that go all the way up to $100,000. So why not get some money out of it? But in all honesty, if you want to make it political, then don't tiptoe around the subject. Just say you don't like Riot Vanguard for political reasons. So we have reached the end of the video. Hey, if you like the video, why not drop a like? If you dislike the video, I'm not going to tell you not to dislike it. You can go right ahead. And I hope to see you here next time. See ya.